Politics have become a really savage place to be. It's so extreme. Many are unwilling to listen to one another or hear another side, simply for it failing to fall in line. Many are far too comfortable with just that, following the crowd. They don't realize that the first sheep is about to run the rest of them right off a cliff. Extremism may look different now, but it's more dangerous than ever. You know how I feel about this. Both sides have their parts, and I have said this since I've had a channel. So, if you didn't know, now you do. I've never seen a more contrived narrative in my life than the one we see playing out on our TV screens. Essentially, anywhere, anyone, anytime. That's pretty much how they want people to feel. They want people to live in fear, problem, reaction, solution, again and again. They continue to do these things because they work, and we need to stop them from happening. These events are so common at this point, it's illogical to imagine that it would keep happening. The sheer amount of times that this pattern repeats in the same way has got to be a given. We are truly out of time. The time has come. The veil will be lifted, and let the lies flow from the darkness. I want to speak one immense truth. They are not sorry, Charlie. And that's so tragic. It is truly sad. People by the thousands rejoiced in mass as a man's life was taken. If that doesn't tell you that there is a sickness amongst the people, I don't know what would. And I've wondered now for a long time, why do they keep destroying their own people? Why cause the public to gain weight and be lazy and be divisive? Why make politics so violent or dangerous? Why start fires and then poke the flames? Who's doing this? Who has invested interest in the downfall of America? These things and more make us all easier to control and to divide. And the end goal is to divide and conquer. So much so that they have destroyed the nuclear family, and that is a big part of this, but we'll get back to that soon. We have lost the formula to a good life. When we are divided, we don't consider standing up or fighting back. We just worry about existing from day to day, and many of us have been living like this for far too long. This is survival mode, meaning you just do what you need to get by, and you don't consider or worry about the rest. This is preventing us from doing anything meaningful about this. No long-term goals or plans created, just present preservation. The signs are there, and again and again and again. Charlie's wife stated, "You have no idea what you have just done, what you have unleashed in our country. The fire you have ignited, the cries of this widow will echo like a battle cry around the world." And oh my gosh, we couldn't fathom how correct she would be. And even if you do keep up with current news, that speech, it truly was moving. It was emotional, whether some believe in it or not, whether they think it was sus or not, you have to admit that. When I say both sides have their sick agendas, I mean that. That doesn't mean specifically in this one instance, it's both sides. No, we know who it is. But my overall meaning to this is that the great American experiment is just that. Each side, each color, red or blue, whatever, they each have their own games that they play. We have heard this word experiment, right, being used again recently. Why? Because that's what it is. It's an experiment to see what will we accept, what will we deal with. We are all the mice. You can choose which side you're on, and that's fine, or neither side. But when you choose, there are evils that come with that side. I want to be more specific about that so people understand my thought process about it. Because not in this certain instance am I saying it's both sides, but overall, the main game of politics and the government is just that. It's a fact. For example, if you lean left, then you're okay with alternative lifestyles and marriages and all people, which doesn't seem too awful, but then you see it can lead to weird things like police wearing puppy masks and furries and people using litter boxes as toilets, and okay. People claimed that Charlie believed some children would have to lose their lives because gun, right, we need our guns. The truth is, he never said that. He said some lives would be lost because of it, but it's still needed. And this is a fact. And that doesn't mean he wanted kids to lose their lives. He had to, essentially. It meant he understood that there are consequences to having our freedoms, which he did himself give his life for. And for those of you asking, yes, I'll pick up his microphone. I'll do it. Charlie is remembered as being the voice of our youth, someone who can connect with the kids and encourage critical thinking, which is truly needed now more than ever. One who told them, "Your preference doesn't make you who you are. It's simply just a small part of who you are." He was a threat to those who wanted to destroy the America that we know. He got down on his knees and met them at their level, on the grounds of the college campuses, showing that he is not above them, that he is them. As Candace said, he was surrounded by his friends, people he trusted. If intuition is trying to tell you something, if your soul hurts when a life is lost, we must understand and recognize that, as people have said, we are all one, which then gives you the saying, we are Charlie. You are not too far gone. You are still sane. Congratulations. When I said people are not ready for their evil deeds to be exposed, I do believe I'm correct about that. Why does it matter that Charlie told people they are more than their preference? Because that's in an opposition of what the power wants you to think. Charlie had planned to expose many of the elites, and he was. He lost his life and will continue to help unravel the threads that he started to pull at. If those who have influence that they are seeking out now, those who can lead and guide the youth, this was the biggest thing. Do you know his hype song? It was Power, about finding strength in a corrupt matrix. Do you have the power to let power go? Charlie had the power to let power go. And that's powerful. That's emotional. That is a headline. For those who have done great harm, know that one day, what's done in the dark will come to the light. Charlie was one of the few running forward into the darkness with a torch to light up the night. There are many layers to the deception taking place, so much so that they thought ahead of time for just about everything. Ways to keep the public busy and distracted on either side. Candace mentions that Charlie was given an offer, but he didn't take that because he was powerful enough to let power go. Was someone upset with him? Let it be known that Charlie was standing on business when he turned that money down, a man of morals and sound values. If this were a game and Charlie were rising the ranks, so much so that people kept asking if he would be president one day, it just makes sense why they would want to knock him down a peg. They can't have opposition in their plans, so no matter who you are, when you get to a certain point, whether positive or negative, and mostly negative, and an offer will be made, are you powerful enough to turn down power? Are you powerful enough to stand on business and say no when the corrupt try and corrupt you too? He spoke about Epstein. After he said he wouldn't anymore, this alone was a rebellion, because he did. It's rare to see someone so dedicated and driven, and the vultures were aware. Charlie is challenging those light workers to rise up and actually do better with the right heart and goals in mind. Light workers, as in those of us left with a soul still, who care for all people. They are not receiving the reaction they want. They want civil unrest. They want us to wipe another out, to hate another. They want us to deal with our misplaced pain and anger like we are each other's enemy, but that's not the truth. We are another's friends, families, and loved ones. I truly feel for those who cannot think deeper on this or even think twice to care. We are being baited. I've spoken about this part too, man versus man versus woman versus woman. This time the veil is thinning, thus people can see through the illusion or delusion and the same corrupt patterns and institutions. The lyrics of Power include, "My childlike creativity, purity, and honesty is honestly being crowded by these grown thoughts. Reality is catching up with me, taking my inner child, and I'm fighting custody." Meaning, even when we have decided something for ourselves, we still get questioned or people trying to convince us that they know better. When you can make up your mind for yourself, can't you? We must be wiser than this. We must be smarter than this. It's like the devil told God, give me X amount of time, I can corrupt completely. And God said, go for it, but I know you won't prevail. Time is up, and whether they are ready or not, God will come, and our lives will and can be better. I truly feel for those like Candace and others who really knew Charlie. I do hope they're safe. That doesn't mean I agree with anything or everything that they say. I can still feel actual empathy for them, not fake empathy that others pass out like a card that needs stamped for everyone's approval or with their performative politics. These are mass traumatizing ritual events. Seeing it for yourself causes a change in you. It has desensitized many, and no one should feel comfortable watching someone lose their life. There are others who are fighting for us to know the truth. There are others who know. It's as if they do want to uncover something the U.S. is hiding, but it hasn't been made clear to the locals. It isn't just physical, it's spiritual. It's a true fight, literally, and people cannot see it. We need to be more aware. Netanyahu spoke on Charlie's legacy. He claimed that he valued him greatly. He invited him to Israel, but Charlie couldn't go. He claims he was a defender of religious beliefs and wanted to walk in the steps of God. Candace claims it sounds like he was trying to set up a narrative and reinforce people's view that they had of Charlie in Israel. This isn't true, or that he died for Israel. That isn't true. It's being really misrepresented and misinterpreted. Charlie seemed concerned about Israel and their impact on free speech in America. Charlie wasn't invited with love and joy. He was pressured under distress. How could Charlie not toe the line about Israel? There was clearly a big issue and a big change on the horizon.